What's up? We're TELYKast, and we're hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
Congratulations with the new single, Daylight. It's been on replay, to be honest with you. I love how you guys give us that kind of like clubbish vibe, but at the same time are able to still give us that live kind of vibe. What is the creative process for TELYKast when you guys are creating a song like Daylight?
So a lot of times we'll start, because we come from bands as well, so we play instruments and everything like that. So we'll start with guitars a lot of times. But with that song, I think we started with like drums and bass sounds and everything like that. And Linus plays synth as well. So a lot of the times, like it'll depend. Me or Linus usually will start something, and then we'll both kind of trade off, and we'll all like be a part of that like creative process going through like the track, basically. So
Now, there's not that many artists that are electronic and at the same time have that live aspect like you guys do. So when you guys create songs, is it usually the same way that you just described it, or does it differ between songs, whether you start with electronics first or would you start with the live aspect?
It depends
It's usually
a lot.
live.
Yeah,
Because we're trying to picture also like in our set. So that's kind of like another way that we look at it. But yeah.
yeah, and I'm singing in Daylight actually. So that one, like when it's songs with me singing as well, a lot of the times we'll start with like guitar or something and start writing like the top line to guitar or something, and then we'll build the track around that.
It really depends, but definitely for us, the song comes first. Like a good song, production is so second nature for us by now that a good song is the most important thing.
Now, talk to me a little bit more about Daylight, the actual process of it. When you guys jumped into the studio to create it, did you guys produce it all yourselves as well, or did you guys also have a producer come in and join you guys?
Yeah, so
It's a collaboration actually with one of our good friends, this guy, One True God. And a funny story, because we were like, prior to making Daylight, we were going out a lot on the weekends, and before we go out, we'd be playing music or like DJing and just like pre-gaming. And we always play this guy's stuff. And then we were actually out at a Halloween party, and like one of our friends introduced us, and they're like, "This is One True God." Like, and we were like, "Dude, like
we played
play your stuff all the time." And like we had like a really good start on Daylight, but it was like primed to like get like that extra little like on the drop.
Yeah, it was like it was pretty much like the bare bones, everything was there, but we just wanted like the drop to be like elevated, and I think he helped a lot with that, getting that done, taking it like that extra mile and making it sound really good. So
As far as the lyrics go, what kickstarted the lyrics to Daylight?
so it's kind of funny. There was actually like I wrote like a few different hooks, let's say, to the song, but like a lot of it was like inspired by, like he's saying, we going out in LA and kind of the LA like lifestyle
And
of
in
like
Vegas.
and then girls and all that stuff, and how they like, the lyrics. He only loves me in the moonlight, she always leaves me in the daylight. Kind of like the kind of like LA lifestyle that people live and everything like that. So I think like lyrically it was really inspired by that, and like,
scenarios.
Yeah.
So, as you kind of mentioned, like the lifestyle for electronic artists is pretty much we need the live show. Like, it's so hard to just focus on listening to the music without that, that live concept. Right now that, we're all, staying at home and not able to kind of have these experiences, how does that change the creative process for you guys?
Actually a lot better. Or it's not a lot better, but we're quarantining together. So instead of having like, okay, these writers come in, and like collab, like before this, it was like 5 days a week, we're in with 3 to 5 different people. Every day was like a first date almost. And now it's just been like us 3 in the rooms every day, created. And on top of that, we're doing a lot with our live sets because we have been playing some of the digital festivals. So like right before this, we were even making a bunch of live kind of interludes that, we're able to showcase what we can do and how we're different.
But I think it's been good, like better than we thought. At first it was like a learning curve of kind of getting used to it, but once we got in a groove, it's been amazing just being together, us
only
on
focusing
just
on
us.
like our
Yeah.
stuff, which is
Yeah.
good,
And it's
you know?
cool because like everyone's in the same position. It's not like you feel like you're left out of something. It's like everyone's in the same boat, so you got to make the most of what we have going.
As far as like coming from the metal Warped Tour kind of background, how did those experiences kind of influence or impact the way that you create your music today?
Yeah, I think for me, like that, I think my vocal kind of stuff is very inspired by those tracks, you know, a little bit more like raw and like edgy. And then I think lyrically as well, but a lot of it too, like I think like EDM or like dance music in general goes kind of hand in hand with that sort of stuff. So I think like it's a nice balance there. And we all have different, like we all come from different musical backgrounds. Like I'm more of like the metal dude. Linus is like
jazz and R&B, hip hop.
And then Kyle's really
like electronic.
yeah.
Like,
So we all bring those kind of things to the table. And I think it's like a great combo.
Now, do you guys kind of have these artists that you guys grew up listening to like in mind when you guys are creating your music, just to kind of try and like get little bits and pieces of each and every one of them to kind of create the sound that you create?
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of ingrained in us. You know, we're very good at learning so much and learning really well just to forget it. Does that make sense? So it's all in the back of our minds.
Yeah.
But we're not. I think the biggest like arsenal, the biggest weapon for us is like the music, just music in general, listening to music. Right? That's like.
Yeah, I think a lot of the melodies and stuff that we do
Grew up
are
on?
probably like influenced by melodies like that we grew up on and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I think it definitely there is something to that.
You guys had some like cool collaborations in the past. Two that stick out to me that I really like, because it's people that I've been paying attention to recently, are Georgia Ku and Cappa most recently. What is it about these like particular females that you guys wanted to collaborate with them? And if I'm and Kappa, like you guys did more than one track with her. So what was it about them that kind of stuck out to you guys?
That was actually kind of an interesting story. So I heard her, I forget which song, it was a cover of hers on Spotify, and I was like, wow, I love this girl's voice. And I remember that we were having like a lockout where we were just working on a bunch of stuff, and I was like one morning reaching out, I just hit her up on Instagram. I was like, I love your stuff, and she was like, same, like we should do something. And then kind of like progressed into this like thing where we just made a bunch of stuff, and like we were really happy with those two songs, and like we got a cool opportunity through Splice to like release them as a package deal. And like, but yeah, I mean, it was a really cool experience. We really liked her work, and like it just flowed so nicely working with her.
Yeah, and so many people like that, like he was saying before, we also will do like sessions and stuff with people like every day, and it's such like a small kind of community. Like now I always see like on Instagram and stuff, all these people like know each other and everything like that. So
we actually knew Kappa through another girl.
Yeah, through someone else. So it's like you kind of, I don't know if it's like a trust that's like already there or something like that, but it was like we already we already knew it was good. And I
think kind of word of mouth.
The first session that we did with Kappa, we actually wrote
What did we
Come Back. Yeah, which was one of the ones that we
And she's like a Nashville writer too. So you get some LA pop kids and dance kids in a room and they can hold their own writing, like it means something.
Right. And she's also like a Warped Tour kid as well. Like I met her at Warped Tour Ventura maybe like 6-7 years ago.
Wow.
She was
probably when my band was playing.
Maybe, but like I remember her like kind of passing out some of her music and, you know, also at the same time like hanging out with some of her favorite bands. But you know, one cool thing that I love about this like Warped Tour lifestyle, that, you know, when you grow up from there, nothing is impossible in a sense, like because you're so used to that DIY like mentality and that hustle. So do you feel like that kind of like blended into your hustle with TELYKast, and whether it's like songwriting or promoting your music or even like just prepping for a show?
Yeah, we have the band, like we always have a band mentality.
Yeah,
like
always.
And
we're ingrained with it, you know.
Linus said all of our backgrounds, like I think that's like our strongest thing. It's like it's a cool thing because Trevor's from the West Coast, I'm from Dallas, Linus is from New York, so we cover like everywhere where we're from. Our backgrounds are all completely different, but the music we create is like reflects that, in my opinion. Like it's
and I think part of what like makes us stand out, not just from like a creative standpoint or something like that, is that we do believe in like the grassroots of like building things, and that's
Yeah.
like what we've always focused on. Even with Daylight, we like saw the TikTok like bubbling up and everything like that, and then that kind of is what made us be like, oh damn, we should try to blow something up on there, you know? It's like we're always trying to be on the next like trend, basically, you know?
Yeah, and the teamwork is just like impeccable. It's really good teamwork. Seriously, it's really great. It's great. We've both been, you know, in bands and stuff, and it's the reason why we got into productions, because those didn't always work out. So when you got something that works,
It's good.
yeah.
So now your teamwork's even bigger now that AstroWorks is a big part of it. What's next for you guys now that you have this like major label, you know, with you guys? So what can fans expect for the next few months?
We got a lot of stuff we've been really stoked working on. I know we still got a lot. We think in pushing Daylight, we think it can still go to another level. But beyond that, I guess between us, we have a pretty good idea, but we have a few things we're really excited about, some really cool collabs, vocal-wise. And
yeah, we're always working on music. So we have like a batch of so many songs that we're excited to start putting them out and really getting them, you know, the push that it deserves. And then also playing live, like we're super excited. Obviously right now it's like
I mean, it's
virtual,
great,
which is still good, you know,
AstroWorks
but it's
behind us.
nice to have face-to-face contact as well, but that'll come, you know?
Yeah, we've done it ourselves for so long, you know, so to have like a powerhouse and a great team behind our team,
Yeah, that's awesome.
it's a good feeling.
Yeah, we're super excited.